We're back at it again for another month of planning with me series. Big theory. I make absolutely zero promises to actually being able to do this for a full month, but we're gonna try. I've at least got a month of content planned out, so hopefully we can make this a reality. General backstory though, in February we did a month of planning with me. You may have joined along, it was a fabulous time. In particular, it was a month of plan with me with live videos. And while that was very enjoyable, I did very much enjoy the lives, and I think it helped me get a little bit more comfortable being myself on camera. I don't know why I said myself, like I was being me, whatever. The issue with the lives though is that the rewatchability of them is they ended up being pretty long, which just means that people are slightly less inclined to rewatch, which is fine, I get that. Not everybody has time to sit down and watch a 3-hour video of me swatching out my pens. Oh my god. But one of the reasons that I did the live videos, I don't know why I'm holding this, let's just put this down. But one of the reasons that I did the live videos was because I wanted to, 1, get more comfortable on camera, and 2, didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time editing videos because my editing process literally takes me ages. So that begs the question, why are we doing the month of planning with me again if I'm not going to be doing live videos and thus have the whole editing issue? So the second part of the backstory is that I recently discovered a tool in my editing software that lets me pull out silent pieces, like pieces of the video that don't actually have any sound. So I thought it would be a really cool idea to kind of hybrid the two. We're doing kind of live-esque because it's just Jess running her mouth, but not actually live and thus won't be 2 to 3 hours long per video. Apologies to those of you who are like, no, I liked the videos that were excessively long. We're trying to accommodate all needs here. For our video today though, we are jumping into our new bullet journal, also known as Nujo. This is the one that I am starting in May, so technically by the time you've seen this, it's already kind of started because in theory it's the 2nd of May when I'm posting this, or at least the 2nd of May where I am. But we need to populate these start of journal pages in this one, so that is the plan for today. I feel like that's sufficient rambling from me, so let's get into it. So in making these videos, I am trying to be a little bit more, I don't know, unfiltered. It's not quite the word I mean. Just not repeating myself multiple times over, trying to get the wording absolutely perfect. I figured we'd do a little flip through of the pages we have in this one, just in case you haven't seen them before. If you haven't seen the setup video, you can totally check it out. I will attempt to remember to link it in the description box. So on the inside cover, we have my nameplate page, we have my timetable for school, my little flip out weekly reset here, which means I can see it from any page in my journal. Quote page. We have my grid spacing guide. I am curious to see how much I actually end up using this one, just because I don't typically feel the need to use one, but this is a different size journal to what I'm used to, so. Got a key. My future log, which goes from June to May. I've started this one in June, even though the journal starts in May, because I've already set up the May pages, so if I have any events for May, I'll just put them on the May monthly log. We have the level 10 life spread, which I'm going to fill in at some point. I don't know if I'll do that today, but some point this week. This is going to be my goal action plan for the next 90 days, but I still haven't finalized what I want that to look like, so. Meal cheat sheet, so different meal categories and putting in our favorites for each of those categories. Monthly challenge ideas, which I know I do need to transfer over. The J&R book club, so a place to write out the rules of the book club, any book ideas that I have, and our genres. And in this section here, I'm going to be sticking in little covers of our books that we've read. So January, February, March, da-da-da-da-da. We have a space to write in the media I have consumed, so movies, TV shows, books and songs, and other stuff. My someday maybe list, which I know I want to rename in my future journal, but we'll get to that. A place to plan out my next journal, so won't be doing a lot here, I don't believe. And then my stuff for school. So we have my little flip out year at a glance here, space to write down my marking that I need to do, topic timelines, special assessment conditions, notes, term 2 overview, and then into my weekly plan, so weeks 1 through 4, 5 to 8, and 9 and 10, and then a list of things to get done before term 3. And then this is my planning space for each of my monthly setups. So For May, we've got pandas. This is where I planned out what spreads I was going to use, and also kind of like aesthetic elements, decorative elements, that kind of stuff. So, flipping back to the front, there's nothing to fill out here because this is all pretty much set up, but I figured in filling out the pages we'd just work from front to back because it's a systematic way of doing it, so why not? Don't need to fill out anything here. Future log, I do have things to add, so I'm gonna grab my pen, using my Papermate Inkjoy, as I like to do. I think I'll just go with like the regular circles for events. I was considering color coding them, but just using the event circle is fine. So I'm going to need my current bullet journal. I say current because I'm filming this in April. Like, by the time you guys see this, it's no longer my current bullet journal, but I will need that because it has my events in it. Yesterday I went and added tabs to it so I can see where each of the months are. I think they're pretty cute. I got these from Daiso, so thank you to Monica from Bibliophile by Night because she was the one who recommended them. So really just taking all of the events that I have summarized in here and putting them into my new bullet journal. Without the May ones, because the May ones are going to go in May. So nothing in June, July. Don't know where to put this. This journal is so big. I might just tuck it off to the side. So in July, my parents are coming over, which is exciting. And they're going to be here for a week, which is something to look forward to. We're going to be doing some stuff on the flat that they bought in town, which is cool. Getting it set up for when brother arrives. In August, I have a hair appointment. I'm kind of at a bit of a loss as to what I want to do with my hair. Like, I keep kind of flip-flopping between the idea of just cutting it all off and then dyeing it a crazy color, and yeah, I just don't really know what I want to do with it. In October, we have Labor Day on the 24th, and then on the 19th of November, I have another hair appointment. At the start of the year, I booked all of my hair appointments in advance so that then I didn't have to worry about trying to find one when it became like a desperate time for a haircut, because my hairdresser is pretty popular, so booking them a year in advance just means that I actually get an appointment at the times that I want. And then my parents are coming again in December for Christmas. It's gonna be really good to have them over like at the house for Christmas and celebrate Christmas with them. I am very much looking forward to it. This year for New Year's Eve, I really want to do, like, instead of a full-blown gathering, party, drinking, I would like to do a kind of like goal planning, goal setting evening with just some closer friends and have some wine, some snacks, and just like talk about what we want our next year to be like. I think that would be a lot of fun. There we go. So those are actually all of the things I have on my calendar at the moment, like all of the events from my future log. I think I will go and check my online calendar though, just in case there's anything that I need to include from there. I'll pop that off to the side. So on June 6th we have Queen's birthday, and then because it's a long weekend we also have staff PLD day on the Tuesday. So the students get a longer weekend off than we do. We have to come back in for the Tuesday. On the 12th we also have an Archer and Olive meeting, and on June 24th we in theory have a public holiday for Matariki as well, which I think is starting this year. I think that's like, it's actually going to be a day off because, I mean, Matariki happens every year, but it's only recently become a public holiday, so hopefully that means a day off. There we go. And we can also write down that on the 8th of July, we have the final day for term 2. I was just about to say I don't think there's very much else to add, but I know we do have something happening in February, so I'm going to go find the time, well, date of that event, because I actually don't know what day it's happening on. Jump on Facebook. There we go. Okay, so on the 2nd of February, we are going to Ed Sheeran, and I am excited. It has been so long since I went to a concert, like ridiculous length of time, and I am very excited. Boom, Ed Sheeran. And we've actually also got the Go Green Expo on the 5th of November, which I'm also looking forward to because I wanted to go last year and it got cancelled. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it actually happens this year. So our future log is populated. Flipping over, the level 10 life I am going to leave for now because I have a couple more days until May starts and I kind of feel like I want to fill it in kind of closer to May. I know there is only a few days until May, but just a little bit closer, little bit. Similar idea with the action plan. I'm actually going to do that as part of a separate video, so rather than filling it out today, we're going to have a complete separate video for part of the month of planning with me series where we look into that one. Flipping over though, meal cheat sheet. I would actually like to populate this because I had a meal cheat sheet, or at least like a list of our favorite meals in my current journal. This guy here. We open it up and I've filled this in the last week, kind of a thing. I wrote 2 entries, so I would like to, I need to transfer these as well at some point, but not yet. For now, this one, meal plan cheat sheet, is just favorite meals. So chucking in those. We'll start with lunch. Let's put in some dots first actually, because in theory I'm going to fill all these up. So put all the dots in so I don't have to do it later. And in theory, if I do them all right now, they will look relatively consistent. That is a big theory though, because I'm probably going to end up going cattywampus and like skewing to like one side. I also think I'm going to have to put one here. Make it look a little less odd, because otherwise I feel like this grey one comes too close to the title that's underneath it. So to have a gap there would just look a little bit strange. It would be really helpful if I had a pen that I could just like stamp these on. I was tempted to use my Zig clean colored dot markers, but I think having the colored dot over the top of the grey line might look a little bit odd. Plus, this actually ties in with the key that I have, which says, go have a look. Yeah, list item is a little circle. There we go. I am curious to see if I got the spacing on these right though, because obviously the section for chicken is a lot larger than the other sections. That's because I tend to say that I like chicken more than other meats, but I'm just hoping that I have space for all of the things I want to include. I'm actually not that apprehensive about having enough space, because if anything, I'm probably not going to have enough entries to fill this. Fine. So for lunch. Lunch is one of those meals that I never really know what to eat for. I always kind of find it to be this awkward meal where it's like certain things that I could have at lunch, I feel like they're more of a dinner food or more of a breakfast food, and nah. I also find that the majority of the chicken meals I like are stir fries. The general gist for this spread though is that I want to use it as a place to come back to whenever we're doing our meal planning, so that I actually remember the things I enjoy eating. I don't know why, but every time we go to do the meal plan, I just can't remember what I actually eat. So having them all in this one place hopefully will make that process a little bit easier. I actually figured that I'm not going to have enough pasta recipes to fill this section, so I'm going to make this section pasta and soup. Though I think I used a newer one of my Papermate flares, because that is definitely thinner than that one, but it's fine. I often feel that my eating of soup is really just an excuse to eat more bread. I love bread. I know that risotto isn't a pasta, but I'm going to include it anyways because it makes sense to be here. Lazy meals are very much those like throw something in the oven or put something in bread kind of meals. I think that's a pretty good list for now. There is a bit of room to grow here. I'm going to end up looking through our recipe OneNote to populate the rest of this probably, or as I remember what I actually like to eat, I'll come back and add them in here. Now though, we are moving over to this page on the right, so my monthly challenge ideas list. I do actually have a smaller list of ideas in my current journal, so grabbing our current journal out again, and that should be in my April pages, I believe. There we go. So transferring these challenge ideas to here. UN unnecessary. That doesn't look right, but that's fine. So like I said, I'm just transferring all of the ideas from that challenges list, but I'm also adding in a couple more as I think of them. Obviously there's a lot of space on this page, so I can add plenty more ideas. If you have any ideas for monthly challenges, I would love to hear them. Putting our journal to the side, flipping the page. So the J&R Book Club. Rachel has the set of rules in her journal. I don't know if I have them written down anywhere. And I also know I wrote the genres down somewhere. I need to go find those as well. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place. There we go. I have found the rules. How many rules do we have? We have 11 rules. 1, 2, 10, 11. Okay, so I technically have 11 rows. Let's see. So in Rachel's journal, I worded it in kind of old-timey English, so like, thou shalt readeth the same book as thy cousin. In my journal, I'm just gonna put it in modern-day English. Yeah. Though it was very fun writing it in the old-timey English. The rules that we have for the book club we did set up at the start of the year before people started joining in. So we have 11 rules. The first one is that we read the same book. The second is that we will take turns in selecting the book for subsequent months. The third rule is that each of us have a trump card, so if we pick a genre, or rather, if a genre gets selected that we're really not feeling for that month, we can instead swap it with our personal favourite genre. So for Rachel, that is, I don't know, we called it smut. Maybe it's erotica. And for me, that is personal development. So if there's ever a month that I spin the genre of the book and it's something that I just really don't want to do that month, I can swap it out for personal development. But I can only do that once. The next rule is that the reading of the book needs to be finished by the last Wednesday of the month. And the fifth rule is that the category for the next month would be selected by the final Wednesday. Originally this was on the final Wednesday, but because we have other people who are enjoying the book club with us now, we decided to push this back a little earlier, so we now typically decide on next month's genre around the mid-month mark, just so that we have enough time to actually pick what the book's going to be, and then people can actually get the book, etc. The next rule is that we have until the Sunday to select the book, so we kind of already covered that one. The seventh rule is more of a joke rule than anything, so please don't read too much into this, but the rule is no dog porn. We have stood by that rule, we're doing strong on that one. Our eighth rule is that we each have one veto, so if a book is selected that we're just like, no, I don't want to read that, we can say, no, please go back to the drawing board, please pick something else. The ninth rule is that we can't have already read the book that is selected for book club. And the 10th rule is that if a book is part of a series, which we're kind of trying to steer away from, but if it is, it has to be the first one in that series. And our 11th rule is that if you don't finish the book in time, then you owe the other person dinner. So because this is done with my bestie Rachel, means that if I don't finish the book in time, I owe her dinner, and vice versa. Rules are in, now it's time to add the genres. I'm going to add the genres in alphabetical order because the little box beside it tells me which month we read that genre in. So rather than having the first 5 months of the year in order and then the rest of them all jumbled up, I'm just going to put them in alphabetical order and then put in the initial. Maybe the number, because otherwise we'll have like 3 J's for January, June, and July. Yeah, numbers. I know I have this list somewhere, but I honestly can't find it, so I'm just going to type it out and then put it in alphabetical order in Word or something. Well, I actually was able to remember all of them, so that is helpful. Alrighty, alphabetical order, go, fabulous. I think I'm just going to write them in all caps. Yeah, because I've used my cursive for the headers. I don't really want to confuse that, so just all caps. So the genres we have are autobiography, fantasy, graphic novel, historical fiction, horror, humor, mystery and thriller, personal development, philosophical, romance, science fiction, and smut/erotica. I go and put the numbers in for each of the ones we've already done, and if you guys wanted to get involved in the book club, we mainly run it through the Discord server that we have for our community, so the JashiiCorrin community. That one's linked in the description box, and we'd love to have you as part of the book club. Of course, you can just join the Discord because you want to chat about other things, whether they be planning related or otherwise. We'd love to have you there. And I think I want to mark in that these ones are our, trump card categories. There we go. In terms of book ideas, I don't have any to write down right now. I also don't have the little covers of the books that we've already read printed off, so not going to fill that in. Something to do though, something to add to my to-do list. Where's my to-do list? There we go. Drop that in to my, where is it? That's this one. Print book covers. Excellent. So now I might actually remember to do that. This page here is going to get filled up as I actually use the journal, so I don't have anything to add to it yet because it's not like a check this out, it's a have checked out. Though it might kind of end up being a little bit of both, but for now, we're leaving this one. Someday, maybe. Okay, so I don't have anything to add to this one just yet because I'm going to wait until I've finished in my current journal and then I'm going to transfer things over. So we can see flick, 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 flick. So you can see my someday maybe list is here. So I will be moving all of these over to this page, but not until this journal is 100% done, which is in like 4 days. But just in case there's anything I actually do on the list before then, I don't want to transfer it over just to cross it off. Flipping over my next journal. Okay, so something that I want to change is that I want to call my someday maybe list future me problems. Someone, I think on YouTube, commented that they were calling theirs that, and I just thought that was awesome, so I will be doing that for my next journal. I love that idea. And then we're into my teaching related stuff. Now, I am not going to add anything to the marking pile, just in case I actually get my marking done before May. Fingers crossed. Don't want to write it out, just cross it off. Also, for privacy reasons, not going to put in my special assessment conditions. I'm going to do that later. Topic timelines. I don't actually know when my topics are due to start and stop. We'll do the term overview first. That seems safe. That one I can just look at my calendar online and fill in, which is just a little bit easier. For this one, I want to use my color code. So the color code that I have here. It would have been really cool if I had have done this with my dot markers. I wonder if I have dot markers that are the same color as that, because that might just be a little bit easier. My new pencil case for my dot markers. Most of my pencil cases are beauty bags. So you can see all my beautiful dot markers here. I think I have a light grey. Yeah, there we go, that's a light grey. It runs away. So light grey is used to represent my non-contact time. So if I have any meetings during non-contacts, this is the colour that I put it in. I am going to go put in my meetings that I have. So I've got one in the first week, and the third, and the 5th, and the 7th, and the 9th. Yeah, I have all of those. I was just checking to see if there was any public holidays that I needed to be aware of, but they do not happen in those weeks, so all good. So these are the meetings that I have as being the assistant head of department. I think I might just use the grey one for anything that's non-contact or full school related, and then my colours can be for specific classes. Yes. So due dates and stuff for them. We have an event here. I think I might just go put all the grey dots in first so I don't have to keep switching between my pens. It just might be a little easier. Wednesday, 9 and 13, possibly. I've got a drill. Okay, so term 2, week 4. We have 1, 2. Okay, week 6, we have that one and that one. Thursday, we have Discover Year 7. Week 8, week 10. There we go, so now as we've got the dots in, we can actually go and add in what these things are. So although this does specify to a particular group of students, I don't actually teach any year 13 science classes, so this one is more just like for personal knowledge rather than actually related to any of my classes. Queen's birthday, always good to know when we're not going to be at school. I forgot to put Matariki in, I need to do that. These dot pens are absolutely awesome, I'm so glad that I got them. Lockdown drill. Last time during the lockdown drill, my class got forgotten, and we just got to lie there very uncomfortably on the floor for an excessive period of time. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We're gonna be adding some more colour to this as I actually start to figure out when my student deadlines are for assessments and things like that. But for now, this is looking good. Timeline for my subjects. I really should look it up. Fine, I'll look it up. So for term 2, biochem, we have until week 5. So week 5 is when topic changes over. And then for year 12 chemistry, week 4 is when our topic ends. All good. And then for 13 chemistry, our topic, oh my gosh, it's really long. Okay, finishes at week 8. I suppose we haven't actually started it, so that makes sense. It's an 8-week topic. Fabulous. And year 7 science. I'm gonna leave the year 7 one at the moment because I know that I'm not actually in time with what was planned at the start of the year. So just so that it isn't actually incorrect, I'm gonna leave that one for now. Should probably write in what these topics actually are though. And organic chemistry. And this can just be AQSY, aqueous systems. Fabulous. So, topic timelines are done. Term overview is populated as much as we're going to make it. Then we are into my term planner. So week by week of what's going on, which means I need to start color coding these boxes to align with my timetable. I believe we're starting on a week 2. Yeah, so timetable week 2. So that'll be this one, and then those 2 will be the same. It's kind of nice that I have 2 per page, so I know that all of the ones on top are the same as each other, and all the ones on the bottom are the same as each other. That's kind of convenient. There's going to be a lot of flipping back and forth if I'm referencing this one, so I think I will reference the one on my Outlook. Make it a little bit easier for myself. One of the things that I like to do first before I start putting color into these is making sure that I've blocked off any of the public holiday days, because otherwise I just go and color over them, and I don't want to do that. Talking about public holidays, I need to add Matariki in here. And that is in week 8. Matariki, public holiday. So, adding color in, I will need my tombos. I have a set selection of tombos that I like to use for doing this color coding. I just need to find them. There we go. Okay. No, none of those. I need my light grey. Where's my light grey? I have matching pencil cases now because Monica gave me this one. It's so pretty. I actually have no idea where I've put my light grey. Probably in this pencil case. See? No, not in that one. See, this is the problem with having too many pencil cases, Jessica. I just like to keep different collections of pens together. There we go. And that's why I have so many. What's missing? Pink. Where's my pink? There you are. So these colors all correspond with the ones we have on my key. So you can see each of my classes has a different color. Let's go put in my non-contacts first. Actually, is that the right color pen? That doesn't look right. No, I've probably just gone over it a couple times. Okay, light gray first. Just because if I put all my non-contacts in first, because this is also the same color as the one that I use for the days off, typically. Do I want to use it as the same color? Actually, I don't think I do. I think I want to make my days off a darker gray, just so that I know I'm not actually going to school those days. So I'm going to use a darker gray for those ones, lighter gray for the non-contacts, and then colors for each of my classes. Starting by putting in the days that are off. So referencing my calendar, that is week 6 for Monday, Tuesday, and week 8 for Friday. 6, Monday, Tuesday, and 8 for Friday. I'm gonna turn my journal so that my lines of color are actually straight. There we go. This is probably the most tedious part. Actually, that's probably a lie. The most tedious part was probably ruling up all of the lines for these grids. I probably could have just printed them off, but I like to have the dot grid there as well, and then it just kind of becomes a little bit too hard basket. Down Friday, so I know I'm not going to school that day. And I just realized that I filled in the top box here, and I haven't done that on the other one, so I'm gonna go put that on the other one as well. Because this top one is for like all day events kind of a thing, so, I mean, technically it applies for these ones, because it's like all day Queen's birthday, all day stuff only, and then all day Matariki, but would have preferred to have not done that. I'm actually going to use the same dark grey for all of my assembly periods as well, which is period 4 every Monday and Friday. Because that one's not technically time off. Like, I need to be with my class at those times, even if I'm not teaching. This one as well, but not the Friday, because the Friday here is all technically off. Like, we're at school. It's House Performing Arts Day, which is a lot of fun. Kind of jumping all over the place doing this, but it's getting done, so that's really what matters. Week 1 I have non-contact here, and this is a very light grey, isn't it? Just compared to the other one. Just hoping that I can actually see it when I come to put other stuff in. I should be able to. So non-contact here, non-contact there, then I've got period, then I have another non-contact in period 4, then I have another non-contact in period 5. Is there actually even any colour here? This looks like fake news. I feel like I need to draw on some paper to actually see if there is anything coming out of here. Let's see. Oh, looks like my pen is like really dried up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm gonna get a new pen to my list, so that's an N89. I need to get new. How unfortunate. For today, I'll just use a different colored grey. I'm not too fussed about it. As long as it's still a light grey, it'll be fine. In 89. New 89. So finding a new grey. At least it's not the kind of thing where we got halfway through and then it died. It died at the start. It was already dead. So there you go, actually visible, which is nice. Go 1 here, and then 3, and then 4th period on this one, and 4th period on the next. That's the timetable 2 version, and then we can put timetable 1 version down here. That one is free period 3. There we go. So now as I have these 2 in, I just need to repeat them here and on every other page. So nice and easy. Closing time. One last call for alcohol. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Closing time. Anyways. So non-contacts are in. Now to put in other stuff. Nice and easy. Seeing your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Yeah, I feel like this month we're gonna get a lot of me singing because typically when I'm journaling I'd listen to music, but I can't really do that if I'm, you know, planning along with you guys. So I'll probably just end up singing to myself. So effectively I'm just working through class by class and putting the colours in. So you can see I've done my yellow class, which is biochem, my purple class, which is CAS. We're gonna go in and do my green one now. I'm also really glad I'm going and putting all of these in ahead of time because it's gonna make the term run so much easier in terms of my planning because I'll always be able to see what's going on. See, now can you imagine if we had actually done this on a live, because it would have taken yonks. It would have taken ages. And I would have run out of things to talk about. I really don't want to jinx it, but I think this is one of the first times that I've managed to fill in an entire term worth of classes without making like a colossal stuff up. You know, we're gonna find one and then I'm gonna be like, ruined it. I feel like these pens could go in one of those like nature videos, like soothing bird calls. Maybe not so soothing. Boom! Done! Oh, we've got our colours in. Things are looking good. I am quite pleased to have all of those in now because what a mission. Still kind of irritated that I coloured all the way up to the top there, but that's fine because they are full day events, so it's all good. Yay! I am not going to go and label these. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to label them at all in my last journal. Yeah, we'll grab it out, so we'll show you. So in my last journal / current journal, you can see I wrote them out, like 7 SE science, but that's what the colour represents, so I don't know if that's like super necessary. But we have weeks 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 and 10. I don't have anything to fill out before term 3 because term 2 hasn't even started yet by the time I'm filming this. And then nothing to fill out here. So let's have a little flip through of what we've got. So didn't do anything on these pages. We filled out the future log, so that one is looking populated. We didn't do the level 10 life, that one's coming. We haven't done the goals page, that one's coming. We filled out my meal plan cheat sheet with the meals that I could actually think of. Monthly challenge ideas got filled out. We put in the rules and the genres for the J&R book club. That one's looking good. Haven't started this one. Haven't started this one. Those are very much like while we're using the journal kind of thing, during the life of the journal stuff, rather than before we get into the journal kind of thing. We put in my someday maybe list being reworded as future me problems, which I just love the idea of. And then we filled in a bunch of stuff for here. We've got the topic timelines for my senior classes, the term overview, and then all of the coloured lines that we have added in. Oh, feeling good about it. I think before we wrap this one up, I am going to go and put in my plans for the first week because that one is fast approaching. In fact, given the fact that you're viewing this on the 2nd of May, we're already here. Things are happening. So we're going to go and put in some plans. Thankfully, I already mapped these out in my current journal. I can just transfer these guys over to this one. Just tuck that off to the side again. I know I said I wasn't going to label them, but now I feel like I kind of want to, because I want to write like assembly in, and then if I just got those two written on the colored lines, it's not going to look quite the way I want it to. I will say, looking at the mapping out that I've done so far, I'm very pleased with the pacing in Year 12 Chemistry this year. I think that one's going quite well. Having these in as little dot points means that I can cross them off as I've prepared the materials for those classes as well, which is nice. Yeah, putting in those little labels just because that's the way I like it. In my previous journal, I kind of wrote them out as like 12 chem, 13 chem, but this time around I'm just going to save myself the effort and just write 12C. I know what C stands for. And I'm just not going to write anything on my non-contacts unless they've got something specific on. I did just go and write that in as 7SE instead of 7GH, but that is fine. I know what I meant. I'll get it right next time. There we go, so the first week planned out. Now, in terms of things that are actually prepared, 12 chem, we've got all of the materials ready for you, which is joyous. I want to check the materials for the year 11s before I say that they are ready. I also want to check the ones that I have for the year 7s, but the year 13s are good to go. Nice, feeling relatively prepared. Huzzah! It feels good to actually have stuff in this journal now. I've been waiting a while to actually sit down and film it for you guys, so it's feeling like I have my stuff a little bit more organized, which is nice. I am officially ready to actually move into this planner, which is good because May is coming. Well, again, like we've said, May is already here. It's May. Our secret word of today is rainbow, so make sure that you keep that one in mind and come along tomorrow where we'll have another month of planning with me video with another secret word for you to collect. At this stage though, I've now been filming for about an hour and 50 minutes, so it is time for me to go get a drink, go get a snack. As always team, thank you for watching, and until next time.